Hello and welcome. How are you doing? Next I'd like to show you that how to use this soldering machine what I have in here, and now I am planning to solder this tin. There is this metal is tin what is in there inside in this yellow tube, and also name is solder. And then there is this my soldering this heater part, and that part what is this spike in here, this becomes very hot, and next I will connect this my tool in this solder machine in this electricity, and then I connect this my cable, and of course I turn off that first, and this my, let's look at how this, there are those wires and it goes in that way only. Okay, and this was a little bit difficult. Okay, and when I have installed this cable we continue. Okay, and now I managed to connect this cable in here, and then next step is that we have normally this temperature matrix in here, and in that matrix is in Celsius, and there is 150, 300 and 450, and I start in this 300, and when I insert that little bit higher, then there's yellow light, means that that part in here becomes hotter, and I can test that in this wooden lock, and there is a little bit smoke, and also this plastic, and we can see that this plastic, this is really hot, this point in here. Okay, and now it means that this soldering tool is ready for use, and be carefully with that part because it is really hot. As we can see that when I insert that in wood, it goes in, it makes small hole in here. This part is very hot, and now I insert that in here, and then I have in here my target area, that I have in here this car headlight bulb, this connector, and this connector belongs in, there is this my light there inside, and now I have thing that this is this car's headlight, this this light what becomes in here, and this my holder belongs in that position in here. And now I am planning to fix that my holder, so that I plan to insert in here new wires, and this is my today's job, that I need to insert in there new wires in there. And this was this my bulb holder, and there are my electric cables, and first step is that I need to take a little bit this is copper wire, and this is plastic cover, and I have the wire stripper what takes this outer parts away, and I choose in here this right hole where this fit, this my cable in that way, and then when I have right hole, I press that my stripper in that position, and then I pull out this cable, and then this part, this plastic part, flies away. Okay, now there's this copper, and in that part in here it is only plastic, and I can throw that part in to trash. Okay, now I throw it trash. Okay, and now I think that this is my first soldering part in here, and I think that I do that my soldering so that I install these cables in that way, and then I little bit rotate these parts together in like that way. And now this joint is like good, but then when I insert this little bit soldering in that area, then it's much better. Much better. And now I take these cables away, and in that area I need to insert this my soldering, and this soldering starts so that first I take this my hot pike, what is in here, what is hot, and we can test some place like plastic is best, that is this enough hot. Okay, yes, this is hot because this melt down. And then I take my, there's this tin, this metallic tin is this in tube, and first I need to little bit heat up this my wire, like a couple of seconds, actually like 10 to 20 seconds. I press now this cable thing in there, and then I have there this tin, and this is nice when I insert the tin in here. Tin runs in this copper, or actually it should. Now this part is hot. Then I insert my tin in there. And now tin goes, and tin takes this excellent joint. And now there's a little bit tin, and then I press that again. And then suddenly, when we have just suitable heat, this joint becomes tight, like in that way. Now there is this joint. And let's look that closer next. This is my joint. Okay, it was in there, and then closer view. Okay, and here is this my soldering. It is this very small part in here, and now when I have inserted this my tin in there, now this joint is very tight, and I can insert my this plastic tape in up in here. But now this is well, and then I think that I fix that part too in here, because it needs fix. And now I use little bit different color copper, and I take first this plastic out in here. Now there is this nice copper, and then I rotate that in this way, and then it's nice. Then I think that I connect these two together, and now I do so that I insert my, I take the small rotation, that I combine these in that way. First, this is first step, and now this joint is like not bore, but this can be open. But then when I insert this soldering in there, then this joint is very good. And there's this my thing, hot. I start a little bit, I heat up, and like 20 seconds, and then when I have heat this copper, I take my tin is in that part, and I insert tin in there. I insert the tin in this my soldering, this pike, and then this tin becomes melt, and also a little bit smoke. Okay, now it becomes melt. Then I can use in that trick also. And then the smoke what comes in here, this is dangerous, and work in outside, or then in place where you have fan what moves this air, inside air to out. Okay, now it's in there, and then I will finish that so that I heat that, and then it goes nicely in there. Very good. Okay, now okay, and then there is this tin, and when I like to cut that, I only inserted my point, and now this tin is cut. This was nice. Okay, and then I check that what is this my joint situation. Now it's tight, this joint, good. And then I have, that was also fine. And then I have final joint in here left, where I am now planning to insert that red cable. First I take that outer area away, and then I rotate. It's important to rotate this copper, that this is like sharp point, and then I insert that thing in here. And now I think that can I rotate that little bit using my fingers. Now I have small part in there, this part, and I take my soldering tool and I start to heat up that, and then there's this my tin. I heat up that more. And there is this my machine, it's all time blinking, and it says that it gives power, and then I insert my tin in here, and when smoke came, it means the tin is now melting. Okay, okay, now it starts. Okay, good. A little bit more in here. And this tin makes these joints stronger, and this lasts like years. Okay, good. And then it's important to keep this in couple of seconds in same position, that this tin becomes hard. Okay, and now I believe that these my joints, they are good. Excellent. And now I have made in here those three connections, and I can shut down this my soldering machine, and then final step is that when I have this joints, they can be, by the way, hot, be carefully. Then I do so that I insert this my tape in there, this electric tape, and I take my, there is this my electric tape, it is good to use, and I insert that my tape in here. In that way I rotate this area carefully. This is important part, that we insert this tape, because otherwise we might have short circuit. Okay, good. Okay, and this part is ready. Good, and then I insert this my tape. Next connection, what is that one in here? Then I rotate in here a little bit. Good. Good it is. And this is ready. Ready now, good. And then I have this final part. I insert my tape in there. Now I insert tape in there, and this part is then also well insulated. Okay, good. Okay, now this soldering and these wires are ready, and then I can go to connect these cables in those cars cables in same way that using this soldering. Okay, but this was this idea that how to use this soldering tool and solder the tin. And thank you for watching that video, and have a nice day to you.